Hi, my name is Paul Trogdon with Sweet Tea Realty, powered by Coldwell Banker Seacoast Advantage, and your story starts here. Once upon a time, or better yet, how about we start the story with, I want to sell your home for the most amount of money in your time frame, but my primary goal is to get your home sold. So, in this story, what we're going to do is we are going to address the choices, the market, and the needs and wants for you. Now, just like in a book, there's a preface. There are two important questions that we need to answer. Number one is, who's going to be your agent? And then number two, how much are we going to list the home for? And they do need to be asked and answered in order so that you do not end up with an agent that just buys the listing, but a truly qualified realtor advisor that's here for you. So you know what? Follow me. Your story is about to begin. There are two ways to choose an agent. One is by their service and marketing plan, and the second is by the list price. Now, I've heard of other transactional agents buying the listing. In other words, they'll go as high as what you say. But let me ask you a question. Would you want a doctor that always gives you a clean bill of health, or a doctor that will tell you when something's wrong? Look, you would want an agent that's going to tell you the truth. And that's always going to be better than an agent that agrees to overlist your home. I've actually lost listings by telling the truth, but I'd rather do that than overprice the home. Now, please know, an agent does not select the price. The market does. But my job as an advisor is to sell the home. The market will price the home. Now, I will be looking at your situation, your motivation, and time frame, and how it pertains to the market to help determine that price. But know this, you want a professional that's going to give you correct advice. Now, whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, or a realtor, we do not choose or create the situation. We report it and we respond to it. My job is to service you before, during, and after, to market your home, to communicate to all parties, and to negotiate and close the home for you. Bottom line, you want an agent that has a service and marketing plan, and just so happens, I have a 10-step process for you. Now remember, all the marketing in the world will not sell an overpriced home, but by being relational and not transactional, one and done, I am here for you. I want to guide you, the hero, in this narrative. Now that we know what kind of agent we're going to use, me, we need to determine the list price for you. And how are we going to do that? By becoming a buyer. That's right, the exact same market data that we use to help you buy a home is what we are going to use to compare your home with other homes in that same price range. Now look, people are sitting on the couch and they're looking online all the time. So when we choose our price, we choose our competition that they are looking at. So there are three factors that we need to look at. Those are homes that are on the market, homes that have recently sold, and homes that have expired. Our job is to find that sweet spot between the homes that are on the market and homes that have recently sold. Because anything that has expired, those are homes that were way overpriced and we don't want to be there. So looking at these three main factors, we must price at market value to receive the most amount of money in your time frame. Let's talk about market value. Now first, market value can and does change. Man, we have seen some crazy stories over the last couple of years about that. But you know what? Let's actually define what market value is. And let's use Fannie Mae for that. Fannie Mae says, it is the most probable price that a property should bring in a competitive and open market under all conditions requisite to a fair sale. The buyer and seller each acting prudently, knowledgeably, and assuming the price is not affected by undue stimulus. One thing dictates market value is absorption rate. In other words, how fast homes are sold before exhausting supply. Now, one of the ways that you can tell if you're in a seller's market or a buyer's market is the 6-month process. Any home that's selling before 6 months in the market, that's considered a seller's market. Anything after the 6 months is considered a buyer's market. Now, in a seller's market, you can price aggressively, and a lot of times the market will catch up. But in a buyer's market, they have more choices, and you might have to price a little south of the market value, and the home still might sit. Again, 3 factors that we're looking at. That's homes on the market, homes that have sold, and homes that have expired, trying to hit that sweet spot. But conscious not to overprice and be expired like some sweet tea that's been sitting out and that has long gone sour. Nope, still good. So the best source out there would be boots on the ground. In other words, me. And tools that I use, like a real estate review or a market analysis. You don't want to just do an online snapshot of what's going on, because there's so much more happening. Look, just like a sports announcer, they don't create the stats, they report the stats. But with me by your side, we will price accordingly to get it sold and have you moved on to the next chapter in your story. Let's discuss some needs and wants. Now, we see homes that come on the market very high, and over time, the price drops. They're basically saying, hey, I want to see what I can get out of it. Let's just test the market. The problem is the longer that it stays on the market, and especially if it's longer than expected, the next thing that happens is everyone starts asking, what's wrong with it? Sometimes that means that you even sell under the market value because of how long that it sat on the market. Now look, I want you to be the hero of the story. So what that means is we want to strike when the market is the hottest, and that's in the first couple of weeks. Now, in a story about a dragon, are you taking a spoon or are you taking a sword? Well, we're taking a sword. But what we want to do is we want to make sure that we are hitting the market in the first couple of weeks, brand new, and when agents are looking. Now, along with when agents are looking, what are they looking at? Now, they're not looking at, $599, $99 at the end of the day. No, they're looking at $25,000 to $50,000 increments. So let's say that we have your house and we found the range of your home being between $290,000 and $310,000. What do we need to set it at? Well, if we set it above $300,000, our competition is now $300,000 to $350,000. If we set it below $300,000, our competition is $250,000 to $300,000. But Paul, I don't want to leave any money on the table. You're exactly right. So what we're going to do is we want to price it just right and hit it in those increments. So I would suggest $300,000. Why? Because we're hitting the range of $250,000 to $300,000 and the range of $300,000 to $350,000. So if somebody wants to come in and doesn't care about the house being so much perfect at a $325,000 and get a great deal, they might even come up and we're getting what you want. But if we don't do that, we can miss some true buyers because we listed over $300,000. Now, another thing that a lot of people think about is, I just improved my house. I just updated the kitchen. I just put in that air conditioner. Here's what happens with that. Not all improvements are the same. Some, like updating a kitchen or a bathroom, is a good thing and you can add some money. Capital improvement, on the other hand, it just adds not value, it restores value. It is repairs. So with that said, what you need to understand is a roof, your HVAC system. It can feel like it's something huge, but it is, but you just can't add on top of it. There's cost and there's market value. Now, what I mean by that is cost is what you paid for plus certain improvements. And market value is simply what a buyer is willing to pay. So you ask, what does that have in common, Paul? Absolutely nothing. Cause and effect does not happen here. One does not change the other. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you receive a $2,000 computer as a birthday present. So it costs you nothing. But let's say that you need to sell it. Are you going to do it at the cost, or are you going to do it at the market value? Well, the cost was $0. The market value of the day is $2,000. Now, if you want to sell it at cost, give me a call. But more than likely, you're going to want to sell it at market value. Regardless of what you pay for it, whether it's higher or lower, the market value of today will dictate what you can sell your home for. So, in summary, by choosing me as your agent and properly pricing the home, we're going to help your story. We're going to make it less inconvenient for you, get higher prices, and keep you motivated towards goals. by having proper buyers come out and excited agents see your home. Now, your story as the hero, we're going to take care of your time frame and all this wrapped up together. We'll discuss this at our appointment. But in this video, we have seen why to choose and how to choose a list price. We have also come to understand the market a lot better by using the data in our favor and pricing with your needs and wants in mind. Now we're going to use the proper tools, and this will allow me to give you the service you deserve. We have specific marketing plans that we'll make just for you and communicate all that together and step through the guide. We'll be able to negotiate and bring everything to a close. Now, with that said, and with your story, at the end of the day, we want you sitting on your front porch sipping sweet tea.